Namaste everyone, my name is James and today's flow is designed for beginners focusing on building strength, improving mobility, and learning how to move with control. So move at your own pace, breathe steadily, and don't force anything. Let's start out in our child's pose. So we're gonna roll over our ankles, our knees out wide, toes together, and we're just gonna sink our hips back into the mat. Let our heads just kind of slowly relax down to the mat. Take a moment to settle in. Focus on your breath throughout this entire practice. Deep inhales through the nose and even slower exhales through the nose. I invite you to bring your Ujjayi breath to practice. That's that ocean-like sound at the back of the throat. So it sounds like Darth Vader. It's like this. What that breath is going to do is help to heat the body from the inside. So I welcome you to use that breath throughout practice. And remember, if at any time during your practice your breath is not under your control, find a child's pose like this one, or maybe a down dog till you can maintain the control of the breath, and then get right back in. But for now, let's just settle in. Feeling the support of the floor and our mat beneath our extremities. Beginning to forget the day, leave it behind us. On your next inhale, let's bring it on up to our tabletop. It's going to be wrists under your elbows and your shoulders, and your knees are going to be under your hips. Maybe a little sway from side to side. And we'll bring it right into our cats and cows. So I like to have the feet flat on the mat, hands pressed firmly into the mat. We're going to dip the belly, look up for our cow. A nice arch in the back. And then we'll exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, look towards our belly button. That's our cat. Inhale, drop the belly, chin up, look up. And exhale, chin to belly, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. Two more. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, chin to chest, around the spine. One more. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And chin to chest, around the spine. Cat. Let's return to our neutral tabletop for a moment. We're going to come on into some bird dog. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant the left hand firmly into the mat, lift the right arm up, and lift the left leg up. The left foot can be flexed or it can be extended. Really finding some good engagement throughout the core. Amazing. Let's bring this right arm down, left knee down, switch sides, plant it into the right hand. The right leg's going to fly, left arm's going to fly. Really engaging that right glute. Flexor pointing the toes. Look over your thumb. Amazing. Let's drop that down. Switch sides. This right foot can be planted, can can be tucked or untucked, whichever provides more stability for you. Let's switch sides, right hand down, left arm up, right foot up. That left foot can be tucked or untucked. Really stabilizing the core here, getting the core warmed up. Right arm up, left foot back. You should feel that left lower back ignite. The left glute ignite here. Switch sides. Left arm up, right foot back. And left arm down, right knee down. Let's do one more. Right arm up, left foot back. Make this the most engaged version you can have done yet. Exhale, let's bring the palms down, knees down. Maybe give a little wiggle, side to side, the hips. Now we're gonna go into our down dog, but first we're gonna tuck the toes, hover the knees for about 5 breaths. Knees are hovered for about an inch off the mat, really finding that core engagement here. On your next inhale, let's lift the hips high, plant the feet, and find our way to our down dog. First down dog, really pressing firmly into all 10 fingers and walking our dog. So left foot, right foot, stepping. We call this walking the dog. Okay, let's plant this right foot down, fly this left leg high, 3-legged dog. Maybe bend the knee on the left knee, open the hip. And then we'll take the left knee to our nose, core plank, round it in. And step this left foot between our 2 hands for our low lunge. Our low lunge, we're dipping the hips, looking up. Hanging here for a moment. If you have tight hip flexors, this could be a good spot for you. Now we'll come up into our high lunge, our crescent lunge. So we're on the ball of the back foot, lifting our arms up. Left knee stays bent, left quadricep, left thigh is engaged. Really rooting down in our left big toe, pinky toe, heel mound, and pushing off this back foot, the ball of the back foot, and sinking our hips down, nice long spine. We're doing a little power move here. We're gonna push off the right foot into the left foot for our warrior 3. So what that's gonna look like, little push, hinge forward. Ooh. See, I fall to hinge forward. Toes can be flexed or pointed. Might be a good idea to use a block here. We use a block for some support. We'd also bring the arms back for an airplane variation. Notice my right glute stays engaged. Now we're going to plant this back foot, 45 degrees. Come on to our warrior 2. So windmill the arms open. There's heel to arch alignment, back foot, front foot. We're going to sink down deep into this left knee. Left knee should be about over the ankle. Arms should be in one line. we're looking over the left middle finger for our warrior 2. Breathe into the tight spaces. Sink the hips lower if you can. Nice, strong spine. Let's reach this left arm forward, flip the palm, reverse our warrior or exalt it. Still keeping that deep bend in the left knee. And then we'll windmill the arms open, coming up to our one-legged Tadasana for a moment. On our left leg, standing, right knee bent, flexed. And then we'll come into our tree pose. So for tree pose, you can have your foot down at the calf. Your foot can be up above the knee. Or you can put your foot on the inside of your groin. Whichever is most comfortable for you. You can have your hands at your heart. Hands can fly up high. We can look up high. Really rooting down into our big toe of our left foot. A few more breaths here. Perfect. Let's bring this right leg down and meet the left. Little back bend. And exhale to our forward fold. Let's inhale to half lift. Long spine. And exhale, lower down. Let's step back to our plank. We'll do a chaturanga. So slow lower. We're in our plank. We're bringing our elbows into our chest. A little chaturanga. We're flipping the toes. Pushing the arms forward, locking them out for our up dog. You can also do cobra here where the thighs are down. Maybe your elbows are slightly bent. That's more accessible for you. And then we'll exhale, tuck the toes, hips high, down dog. Pedal it out for a breath here. Perfect. Let's do the other side now. Left foot plants, right leg flies, three-legged dog. We can bend this right knee to open the hips. And then we'll take the right knee to the nose for our core plank. And step this right foot forward between our hands to our low lunge. Dip the hips, look up. Maybe we hang out here for a moment. Really opening up the chest. Never forgetting to breathe. Then we'll come into our crescent, our high lunge. So we'll push into our right foot, lift up. We're in the ball of our left foot. We're on the ball of our left foot. Right foot's planted, dipping our hips low. Our right knee should be bent. Arms can come up. This is our crescent, our high lunge. Sometimes if this doesn't feel very accessible to you, you can also bring the knee down a bit. That might feel a little bit better. You always want to do what works for your body. But always try to push yourself a little bit. Let's open this up into a warrior 2. So we're going to drop the back foot, windmill the arms open, feet to heel to arch alignment here. My left foot is at 45 degrees. Right foot is forward. Deep bend in that right knee. Arms are in one line, looking over the right middle finger. Strong core. Shoulders roll away from the ears. It was leg day for me, so this is a little tough. Not impossible, though. Let's reverse our warrior. So reach the right arm forward, flip the palm, arm comes over the head. Deep bend in the right knee. Amazing. Let's come on up to our one-legged Tadasana at the top of the mat. Right leg is straight, left knee comes up, arms up. Then we go to our tree pose. So remember the variations. Try not to put it on the joint itself. You can have it at the calf. You can have it right above the knee, on the thigh. Mine's a little slippery. Or you can bring that left foot into the groin area. Lift the arms up high. Maybe bring the hands to heart center. Maybe lift high and look up for your full tree. Settling in here, finding some balance, making some micro adjustments with your feet. On the next exhale, let's drop the left foot to right. Tiny back bend. And exhale to our forward fold. Let's inhale to half lift. And exhale, let's plant the hands and step back to our plank pose. We'll hold this one here for a moment. And then we'll slowly lower for our chaturanga. So elbows into the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can unflip the toes here. Come on up into our down dog, or our up dog. Shining the heart forward. And then we can tuck the toes, push our hips high for our down dog. Good work. Excellent job. Balance is something that's learned. Don't be hard on yourself if you haven't gotten it yet. I'm a big boy. Balance isn't always easy for me, but practice makes perfect. Let's come on higher to our toes. Inhale, and then exhale together, slow lower. Inhale high on the toes, and exhale, lower the heels down. Inhale high on the toes, and let's hop, step, or walk to the top of our mat. Inhale to half lift. Long spine here. And exhale to fold. Let's come on up into our chair pose. So arms are going to come high. And we're going to sit the hips back like we're sitting in an actual chair here. Core is engaged. Pelvis is engaged. Thighs are engaged. And we're just trying to sink back. Maybe we can look up between our hands. And then on the exhale, let's stand on up. Tiny back bend. And hands to heart center. Let's reconnect. Next, we're going to plant into the left foot. Lift the right knee high. We've been here before. One-legged Tadasana. Arms are going to fly up high. Or they can stay at heart center. Stabilizing the hips. Hips should be neutral here. Don't let the right hip creep up. Flex or plant the toe. I think a flex foot is a little better here. Let's switch legs. Right leg down, left leg high. This is where we find some balance. So you'll, for me, the feet always kind of wiggle a little bit. It's just, they're trying to find a good space for them. Just as long as we're really pressing down into our big toe pinky toe, heel. We'll get there. And maybe you need to stay with your toe to the ground as you get better at this. That's fine. Whatever's safest for you. Let's bring both feet down, little back bend, hands to heart center. We'll come back into our chair pose. So also for chair pose, I like the heels about an inch apart, toes together. That's when I sink back. You can also do chair pose with your feet about hips width distance, and then you can sit back. It's a little bit of a different variation. Make sure that spine is nice and long. Shoulders roll away from the ears. Core is engaged. Really pulling that belly, that navel in. And let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Long spine. Exhale to fold. Let's reach up, rise up, slight back bend. And then we'll do one more set of our one-legged Tadasana. So left knee, left foot plants, right knee comes up at about a 90-degree angle. Long spine here. Let's switch, right foot down, left knee high. The breath is really important for balance too. If your breath is really shaky, it's going to be very difficult to maintain balance. So make sure the breath is in your control. That's where this pose might be a little bit more accessible. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths through the nose and out through the nose. Perfect. Let's left foot meet right. Tiny back bend. And then exhale. Let's forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, we're going to plant the palms, hop, step, or walk to the back of the mat. Back to our plank pose. Let's do a little hold here. Little plank hold, really engaging really everything. Your arms are engaged, your legs are engaged, your core is engaged in this plank hold. Just for a few more breaths. Amazing. Let's go into mountain climbers. We're going to do these pretty slow. So right knee comes in and goes back. Left knee in, goes back. Right knee in, back. Left knee, back. We can pick it up a little bit. Swapping them out. Just for 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Amazing. Feet back, plank pose. Push on up into your down dog. Feel the burn in your shoulders there. Walk this down dog out for a bit. Then we're going to lift the heels high, hop, step, or walk to a seat at the top of the mat. In this seat, this is nice. Our staff pose, our spine is nice and long, shoulders are away from the ears, legs are out in front of us. We can move the flesh out of the way, and then we can lift arms up high, inhale. And then with a long spine, we can fold over the legs to our seated forward fold. Maybe you can touch the toes, maybe not yet. Other variations, you could just put your arms under your knees and just fold here. You can also use a block on your shins. Oh, me. But block could be helpful here to rest your head on. Slowing your breath down here. Big inhales. And even slower exhales. On the next inhale, let's round up. Back to our seated staff. Long spine. Let's bend the knees. Arms out. We're going to slowly lower back to our backs for 5, 4. Really engaging the core here. Lifting the chest high. 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower down. Heels into the buttocks. We'll go into a few bridges. So for bridge, heels are going to be in the buttocks. Hips are neutral. We're essentially lifting the hips towards the sky. So a little lift. Inhale. Palms are down. Glutes are engaged. Thighs are engaged. Core is engaged. Feet are planted firmly into the mat. On the exhale, let's lower down. Let's do 2 more of those just for some good back decompression. Inhale, lift the hips high. And exhale, slow lower. Last one. We'll inhale, lift the hips high. Engage the body, your pelvis, your core, your thighs. On the next exhale, let's lower the hips back down towards the heels. Maybe a slight tick-tock of the knees. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest for a big hug. Squeeze them in. Pull the left knee to the chest, drop the right knee out. Big squeeze on the left knee towards the shoulder. And then on the exhale, let's rotate this left knee over the body for a nice supine twist. Left arm comes out. We're looking left. I'm not forcing this left knee down with my right hand. I'm just kind of holding it, like gravity do the work. As I breathe into the tight spaces. Amazing work. Let's roll on back to the back. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Inhale. And then hold on to that right knee. Left leg goes long. Pulling that right knee in towards the chest. And then on the exhale, we'll take this right knee over the body. Right arm goes long for our spinal twist. Make sure our shoulders are down, our neck is relaxed.
On the next inhale, let's bring the knees back in the chest. This time we're going to grab onto opposite elbows, pull the knees in towards the forehead, big squeeze, and exhale, release. One more time, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, hold it at the top for a few seconds. And then exhale, release, spread out. Let your legs and arms spread out, maybe like a starfish. Taking one last moment to find some gratitude. One last moment to surrender. This is your Shavasana. At this time, feel your body return to the room. Invite in some nice deep breaths. Slowly waking the body up. If you're not ready for movement, you can stay here. If you are ready for movement, maybe bring in some movement back to your fingers, your toes, your ankles, your wrists. Some gentle movements. Maybe your head from side to side. I invite you to raise your arms up overhead like waking in the morning. Deep breath in. And then exhale, knees into the chest. Let's roll over onto our right side for our pose of rebirth. Just finding some moment here to find some gratitude for our practice. Gratitude to ourselves for showing up today. On your next inhale, let's push ourselves back up to a comfortable seated position at the top of the mat. Hands into heart center, chin slightly bent. The light and love inside of me honors and respects the light and love inside each and every one of you. And with that, we bring our hands to forehead center and we all bow together and say, Namaste. Thank you so much for showing up today. Excited to see you on the mat next time. Have a fantastic day.